Bricklink has officially released the Series 1 Bricklink Designer Program prices for sets that were announced in, I believe, May of 2023. So it's almost been a year. We've been waiting for this for so long. Along with the amazing news behind me, as you can see, they are officially producing up to 30,000 copies for each set. Now, when Bricklink Designer Series Program 1 was announced, they touted the production copies of only 20,000, which was actually double of the previous program of only 10,000, and I believe it was actually up from 5,000 at its initial start with the original Bricklink Designer Program run. So we are getting up to 30,000 copies of each of these sets, and we do of course see right here that LEGO is now shipping to these LEGO shop countries, or they're only shipping to Lithuania, Malaysia, and Singapore. LEGO is only shipping the Bricklink Designer Program sets to only those 3 countries? That literally makes no... Why would LEGO only ship to those countries? Obviously, LEGO is not just shipping to those countries. If that's how you interpret it, you might have to read the description here, as they say they are adding those countries, which is obviously an amazing thing for more LEGO fans to get access to these copies. But let's actually go back and see all the prices themselves. So of course, right off the bat, we'll actually go to the official website and give you all a closer look. Of course, we have 29 days. Pre-ordering starts on February 7th at 8 a.m. Pacific time, so that'll be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, you can go to wherever you're located for those times. However, we have some great prices here that is honestly very fascinating when taking into consideration the piece count. Also, something to take into account is this little bit of information here. We are limited to 2 households each. They say, of course, here we restrict a limit of household, and they can buy in order to be fair to all of our fans. And a warning, if you may, if you've already reached that limit through previous orders, your entire order may be canceled. So I would recommend not trying to push the limits of getting 2 per household to 1 address. So keep that in mind. Address or account. If you're going to be purchasing these things, please limit them to 2 each, or you may face the consequences. But as far as the timing goes and the prices, let's look at these prices. The old train engine shed for $230. And if you're wondering about price per piece, it has about 2,300 pieces. So that 10 cents per piece, honestly, on that one, it's pretty close. And I would say probably due to the unique parts and the stickers, they had to bump that price just a little bit. Now the Mountain Fortress, this one is a steep boy, but a beautiful set nonetheless, retailing for $380, but it's almost at 4,000 pieces, so it's about 10 cents per piece, minus $20, $25, $30 off of that 10 cents per piece mark. So it's really fascinating, and a lot of unique parts where they price these things out. Of course, moving on to the Parisian Street, $330. What a beautiful facing set. Of course, it has no back, but keep in mind, this one is 3,500 parts for $330. We might have expected it to be $350, but it's actually $20 below that 10 cents per piece. Moving on to the general store, what a fun little build, all-encompassing, 360 degrees, completely enclosed, $160 with a total parts of 18. Of course, we may have expected this one to be $180. So you might be seeing a trend here that LEGO tends to back off from the pieces because they're typically not using unique pieces, unique molds. Every once in a while, they might give and make a new sticker, as we can see with the old train engine shed. But these are pieces they have available to them. And of course, the last one, the Snack Shack, is $50, limit of 2. But it's about 550 unique parts, so maybe we would have expected 55. This one, of course, is that cheaper set, and so you don't want to... They didn't want to undercut it too much, would be my guess. Now, when all of us are looking forward to pre-ordering in about a month, what can we expect? Well, I imagine this page here is going to turn to a buy now, or I should say pre-order now button. You can put in your information, all that jazz. And then each set has to reach 3,000 pre-orders for it to go into production. And believe it or not, there have definitely been instances where sets have not reached that minimum required pre-order to go into production. I don't foresee that happening here. All these sets are amazing designs, amazing builds. I believe they will have no problem reaching 3,000. It's just a matter of how high will these things get? And of course, next up, the production and shipping will happen in July of 2024, approximately 6 months after pre-ordering. And of course, actual dates and shipping times may vary. No surprises there, depending on where you live. You might get a little earlier, you might get it a little later in the month of July of 2024. And as we go back to the main homepage here, reiterating those prices, as you can see on the screen here behind me today, $230, $380, $330, $160, and $50 for each of these sets respectively. And here's that timeline that we were talking about earlier. It's going to be really fascinating to see how these go. Which sets are you most looking forward to purchasing from the Bricklink Designer Program Series 1? Please let me know in the comments below. I so look forward to hearing each person's different, unique perspective, point of view on the set, which ones you have to grab, and what do you think about those prices? Please let me know about those prices, and I look forward to interacting you in the comments below.